What's up, everyone? Forgotten Circus. So, yeah, got some Star Wars news, and you know me and Star Wars love Star Wars. I still love Star Wars. But yeah, so we got some big breaking news. Okay, so we got yet another writer because we need more Star Wars, just more Star Wars. That's what we need. Just flood the market with more Star Wars stuff. Star Wars, the more the merrier.
A few moments later.
They're going to find a way to fuck this up. Okay, so you're doing episode 10, 11, and 12. That's all fine and dandy. You got Simon Kinberg. Simon Kinberg seems like a pretty stand-up guy. You know what I mean? He's worked on a lot of projects like Logan, Deadpool 1 and 2. I mean, he even worked on The Martian. So this guy has the credentials. Great writer. The problem is he's working for a terrible company.
So?
It's terrible.
Disney is literally going to find a way to fuck this up. Look at all those accolades I just said about this man. He's about to see how hard it is to write a script for Disney because everybody's going to have their hands in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying? You got old Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, So Filoni and Favreau can only do so much. So we're going to get into that with the Mandalorian Grogu movie because that is finished wrapping. So that'll be part of this. So we're doing episodes possibly. We don't know. We don't know fully yet. Nothing's written. I mean, he's just, you know how Disney does. They just announce stuff. Like Marvel, Disney, they just announce stuff. Okay, so you got all that, right? So that's fine and dandy. 10, 11, and 12. Okay. You got the Ray trilogy. Isn't that done by Shinoy? That's one in the queue. You got also Taika Waititi. I don't want his crazy ass friggin'. All right, he does make some good movies. Jojo Rabbit and like Thor Ragnarok. Really great movies by him. I just can't take his humor in Star Wars. It just won't work for me. I know he always has. He's one of those directors. He has to put his, how can you say, his touch on the movie. I don't want that in Star Wars. So maybe. So then you got, what's the other one? James Mangold's supposed to be doing a prequel. We got that. See, these are all things that they've said. We haven't seen anything like done or gone forward with that, with the Disney, because that's what they do there. They just say stuff and then they think it automatically will just appear. It's like they say stuff like they probably think they can 3D print a whole movie. I don't know what technology, maybe. Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, we'll just 3D print it. Be like, that's not how they work. Okay, we'll just 3D print a director. Oh, fine. Yep, cool. We can't even get goddamn writers right now that can write. So, all right, so you got all that, right? That's all in the queue. And then you got the Ray trilogy or whatever. So is that not episode 10, 11, and 12? And if Simon Kinberg worked with Mangold, is he writing for Mangold's prequels? See how confusing this is? Too much smoke and mirrors, right? So that's why they're going to find a way to fuck this up. And I'm going to get into that because they are definitely going to. See, it almost seems like you're trying to do all this and you're going to push that Ray movie back. You paid her all that money, right? But that's what you guys do. You just throw away money because that's cool. You can do that. That's your choice. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that makes a good product. So it seems like you're trying to push that further down and down the road, right? So that you think that everybody will forget about it, right? That trilogy,
Forget.
is all going to forget about it. I'll never forget. I'll never forget the moment where it felt literally, this may be overreacting. It literally felt like you took every Star Wars fan's heart, ripped it out, threw it on the ground, stomped on it, set it on fire, threw it in the garbage bin, took it out of the garbage bin, dissected it, threw it in formaldehyde, and put it up on your jar or up on your shelf. That's exactly in a jar on your shelf. All the Star Wars fandom's hearts. You want to do all these new things. How about you try and fix the stuff that you kind of have? See, it's getting a little confusing. So you got the Mandalorian Grogu movie. A lot is riding on this movie. This will literally make or break Star Wars, I think, finally. Because I love the little green guy. Don't mess this up. And you know what? We got things like, are we doing Ahsoka 2? Season 2? What's going on with that? I mean, that was kind of okay, except for the dust monster half. What was he? Sith Lord, whatever he was. Acolyte. All right. Then you had my favorite show. My bestie, the Acolyte. Yo, actually, I want a season 2 of the Acolyte so I can make more content.
Wait, there's more.
Okay, so you got that right. And you know, can we do things like have a Boba Fett show where it's actually Boba Fett's show? it seemed like everybody else was in his show, and it didn't become his show. It became the Mandalorian show when Bo-Katan was doing her thing over there in the Mandalorian thing. So it got a little confusing there. That's how Disney works. They just can't stay focused, you know. They're like a kind of like a drunk idiot at midnight, pitch black, trying to find their way home. It's not going to turn out well, you know. So, it's almost like, if you ever seen the movie Christine, there's a movie by Stephen King, Christine. See, there's a movie when a guy runs down the alleyway, and what this car was doing, it was literally possessed, and it was murdering people. You know what I mean? Or unaliving people. I'm sorry, so I don't get demonetized. Well, I curse a lot. And what it did, there's this part in that movie where a guy runs down the alleyway, and it's really thin, and he's sitting there like, yeah, the car can't get through, right? So this is Disney. Disney is that car, and we're that guy at the end of the tunnel. We see that, and we're like, oh, it's all clear. You know what I mean? We're good. And then that car totally proceeds and crushes itself, right? All the way down that alley to crush that individual, which is us, the fans. Then the car proceeded out, which is Disney, all the way out and just fixed itself.
That sounds right.
That's what I feel like with Disney and Star Wars right now. Okay. So what about things like, yeah, fix that, like the Boba Fett thing, Mandalorian Grogu. Oh man, I want it to be so good, man. Because that episode or season 1 and 2 of the Mandalorian was absolutely amazing. Hands down amazing, right? And then they found a way to fuck it up, because that's what they do over there. So then we got that, right? So we got all these things that were whispered. So 10, 11, and 12, what are we going to do? I mean, can we do some things like have a Thrawn that's in shape? No disrespect to the actor. It's just like Thrawn wouldn't let himself go like that. All right, so let's start. It's the little things, Get people that can act, and get rid of the whole cast besides the Manny guy, which was the Acolyte. And what's his name? Lee Jong-jae. All right. Other than that, no, never mind. I like the Acolyte. I love the Acolyte. It's my favorite show. No, but anyway, so there's certain little things. I mean, what are we doing? Are we going to have Obi-Wan season 2?
Anybody got any other bright ideas?
You're just throwing too much out there, and it's a damn shame that all of your animated stuff blows all the live action stuff away ever since Rogue One, with the exception of Mandalorian and Grogu. All right, so now you got things like you still have the Lando thing going on. Like it's just too much. You guys don't know what to do. There was even supposed to be a Kevin Feige one. You see all this stuff, they just say stuff. That's why they're in turmoil with things like Blade.
Still waiting.
With Marvel, because it's all under the same corporate umbrella. They all got their hands in it. So we'll see what Filoni and Favreau. I do trust them with the Mandalorian Grogu movie. It's going to be a good, perfect ending, you know. But can we do things like, you always talk about you have to create and get these new writers when you have so much lore, but you don't want to make it canon. You got things like Exar Kun. You got Valkorion, Darth Vitiate. You got Darth Bane, so we can see the rule of 2. We can actually really get a good Plagueis, not him creeping like a chameleon, like a Halloween character around the friggin' cave, like, is that part of the plan? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. Can Revan? I really want to see a Revan thing. Like the twins, have you seen? If you look up the short with the Valkorion, Darth Vitiate, and his twin sons, it's amazing. It's amazing. Make that in live action. I mean, what happened to Quinlan Voss? Can we maybe do things like maybe a parody one? If you're just spending money, you'd be like, Mace Windu lives.
He's still alive?
That's a bad motherfucker. All right. It's up to you, Disney. It's all in your court. That's fine. That's fine that you're doing 10, 11, and 12 to distract us. And hopefully, I wish the best. I wish the best for Star Wars. I really do. Something's got to hit. Maybe that's why you're doing it. But you know what? You'll find a way to fuck it up. So it's just, to me, it's another announcement. It's not a promise. It's not a finished product.
Announcement.
It's an announcement. We've heard a lot of announcements from these individuals, and, you know, hasn't worked out too well. So we'll see. 10, 11, and 12. Let's not rush ourselves a little bit, Disney and Star Wars, Lucasfilm. Let's see how the Mandalorian and Grogu movie comes out, because that's going to be the benchmark. Actually, that's going to open the floodgates, either bad or good, to be honest with you. That movie better be great. And I'm going to see it. I mean, I love the little green guy, man. Love the little green guy. So, and one thing that I asked Disney never to do, and it was one thing George Lucas never wanted.
Do not
fucking show Yoda's planet. Ever. Don't. Leave it as it is. It's one of the greatest mysteries in Star Wars. Don't show it. Leave it a mystery. But again, they'll find a way to fuck it up. But anyway, like, comment, and subscribe. I want everyone to subscribe. And I do mean everyone. Hit the subscribe button, man. Everyone.